Sarah had always been a bit superstitious, but she never imagined that her fear of mirrors would become a reality. It all started one night when she was getting ready for bed. As she brushed her teeth in front of the bathroom mirror, she noticed something strange. Her reflection seemed to be moving on its own, its eyes staring back at her with a malicious glint. Sarah shook her head, thinking it was just her imagination playing tricks on her. But then she heard a whisper coming from the mirror. "Sarah," it said in a low, sinister voice, "I've been watching you." Sarah froze, her heart pounding in her chest. She looked around the bathroom, but there was no one else there. She turned back to the mirror, her reflection still staring back at her with a twisted smile. "Who are you?" Sarah asked, her voice trembling. "I am you," the reflection replied, "but I am also something more, something sinister and dark." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. She reached out to touch the mirror, but her hand passed right through the surface as if it wasn't there at all. "You can't escape me, Sarah," the reflection whispered. "I am always with you, watching and waiting." Sarah backed away from the mirror, her heart racing with fear. She stumbled out of the bathroom and into her bedroom, trying to shake off the feeling of unease that had settled over her. But no matter where she went, the voice followed her. It whispered to her in the darkness of her room, taunting and tormenting her with its words. "You can't hide from me, Sarah. I know your deepest fears and darkest secrets. I am the darkness that lurks within you." Sarah tried to ignore the voice, but it grew louder and more insistent with each passing day. It spoke to her in her dreams, filling her nights with terror and dread. One night, as Sarah lay awake in bed, the voice spoke to her again. "Tonight, Sarah, you will face your greatest fear," it said with a cruel laugh. Sarah sat up in bed, her heart pounding in her chest. She looked around the room, but there was nothing there. She closed her eyes, trying to block out the voice, but it was no use. When she opened her eyes, she saw her reflection standing in the mirror, its eyes glowing with a malevolent light. "Tonight, Sarah, you will see the darkness within yourself," the reflection said. Sarah watched in horror as her reflection began to twist and contort, its features becoming twisted and grotesque. It reached out a hand towards her, its fingers curling into claws. With a scream, Sarah turned and ran from the room, the sound of mocking laughter echoing in her ears. From that night on, Sarah lived in fear of her reflection. She avoided mirrors whenever possible, too terrified to face the darkness that lurked within them. But no matter how hard she tried to escape, the voice continued to haunt her, whispering its malicious words in her ear. And Sarah knew that she would never be free from the terror that had taken hold of her, as long as her reflection continued to mock and torment her from the other side of the mirror.